G'day everybody, welcome back to our playthrough of Jusant. This is episode 4, but we are actually still in chapter 3. For some reason, this chapter seems to be going on for quite a while, so I was expecting each chapter to be about an hour long or so, but the previous episode ended up being about an hour and a half long, so we'll see how we go in this episode. I'm trying to keep most of the episodes at around about, 1 hour or so long each. But anyway, since we had to just restart at that checkpoint, just had to redo this little rock shrine here. No big deal, but from here we're going to need to obviously figure out how to get further up. We do have the objective that is directly above us. There is something else over there, which I don't think we have actually seen yet. So I'm sort of hoping that we'll be able to sort of get around to that location. Just backtracking and trying to make sure that we're okay and that we've seen everything. We saw what looked to be some kind of a room right below this location. I'm not entirely sure if the game's gonna actually take us there. There looks to be a whole bunch of stuff going on that side. Again, don't really know if that's where we're headed. But anyway, let's continue on and let's see if we can find the pathway to go further. There was a letter over that side. We've already read that, so I think really it's just about maybe climbing the scaffolding over here. There looks to be a rock with sections that we can grip over there. And yeah, that definitely looks like the pathway up, so let's get to it. Alright, further upwards from here. I might actually put myself a piton around here, just in case we do fall. Don't have to redo the entire thing. We'll do a little bit of a jump here. I just want to make sure that we're looking around as well as we're climbing, because I feel like some of the secrets you may miss because you're too busy sort of, focusing on climbing and making sure that you've got a good grip. Looks like we're going to need to swing, and that's okay. Problem is whether or not we'll be able to hang on to some of these sprouts before they dry up. Yep, just. That was definitely a little bit close. Might put a piton here. Okay, and we've got our little rock bug friends. We could do a echo here if we wanted to, but I don't think that's entirely necessary. Okay. This might be a problem. Doesn't seem like a good place to stick around here. Let's go this way. Let's just rest our arms a little bit. Ooh, what is that thing? It looks like it's sort of blowing bubbles almost. Alright. Very good. So, I guess it's kind of interesting here with the mechanic of the little bugs, because they seem to also get a little bit tired if we hang on to them a little bit too long. And you end up having to sort of switch to a different one that's not tired, if that makes sense. That is definitely an interesting thing, and also a thing that you sort of have to keep in mind. And you can also pause this guys, or these guys rather, to get them to sort of stop. Like so. I am comfortable dropping down here, and I'm just gonna quickly do this, and we'll hang on and reset everything in this location. And then from here we should be able to press on this way. Now I think the main pathway is actually upwards, but there might actually be something here for us to look into, potentially. Or have I got things wrong? Oh. I think I've got things wrong, guys. This is exactly where we started. My bad, my bad. Yeah, I was maybe a little bit too excited about maybe finding secrets here, not realizing that we've just ended up in the same spot. Okay, that was close. Okay, I think we might actually have a problem here. Oh, actually, hang on, no, we've got a ledge. Oh, thank goodness. Because if we didn't have this ledge, I think we would have run out of carabiner rope. Definitely a pathway further up there. We did see that ladder before. I'm not entirely sure if we want to get to that ladder, or if perhaps maybe this section leads to the same place. Alright, let's take a look around. Yeah, okay, there's the ladder right there. Yeah, interesting. And confusing. Do have a letter here, let's take a look. Well, we're leaving the tower. The village has been given a date. I can't quite believe it. I still think about our dance. The last festival already seems so long ago. It was so nice to forget about all this for a sleep. I didn't realize it at the time, but I think at some point I'd given up. But then, your laughter, the dizziness after that long waltz, the way you stepped on my feet, the way your cheeks glowed pink. I don't know how to ask you this, but want to come with me? Journey through life on the same pebble? I'm sorry, I know it's short notice, but now I care enough to be afraid. Afraid of what I could miss out on if I don't send you this message. I hope you get it. Keely. Yeah, it's interesting how your perception changes as you stare crisis, or maybe even death, in the face. Beautiful. Alright, what do we have here? Is this what we're looking for? Not quite. But that is a very interesting looking structure over there. Which makes me kind of curious as to what it is exactly. I am actually gonna take a rope down here, because we should be able to reach this new section, which we haven't exactly been to. And there is another rock shrine. Definitely want to contribute, obviously. And there's this thing. I wonder what it is. Maybe it's a water storage tower. Seems a little odd though. Okay, we have to drop down here, I think. I'm just gonna leave that there. Yeah, okay, that should let us sort of drop down when we need to. Yeah, definitely more stuff here. Though, I feel like the rope's not going to be long enough. I'm gonna actually retract the carabiner, or the rope. Logbook 12 octaves and 3/4 after the Jusant. We make quite an odd team. Eccentrics, hardliners, optimists, turn with the tides. I've never seen such different kinds of people working towards a common goal. Well, sort of. I'm not so sure I'm on the same page as the others anymore. I've realized that the people around me have nets and harpoons, knives. They want to capture the ballasts. I was sure we'd set off on this adventure to prove they were real, that we were going to study them, figure out how they were linked to the rain's disappearance, solve the mystery of the Piper. Now, I hope those creatures only exist in stories, because this expedition is starting to look like a hunting party. I feel so stupid for not seeing it before. Bianca. Okay, that is sad. And I feel like it's kind of telling of human nature, isn't it? Because I think as a species, we're just so afraid of things that we don't understand. And if we can't control it, we tend to want to destroy it. Alright, interesting. So, I guess this would be, again, part of the farm, but I was thinking that the farming that these guys did were really just, you know, crop farming, but I guess they were also keeping animals of some kind. The animals had a very sort of low, bassy tune to them, which sort of leads me to believe that they're kind of like cows or maybe even yaks of some sort. So I guess maybe they were keeping them for meat, maybe milk, maybe even to ride on as well, because we did see what looks to be like saddles. I'm just gonna see if I can backtrack a little bit. Anything back there? Actually, let me do our meditate. I just want to see where we need to go for this little secret thing. Or have we found it? Maybe we have. Maybe the shell is what we were meant to find. Let me just quickly climb up the ladder here. I just want to see if I can backtrack and look at other stuff in the area before proceeding. So I feel like I saw something that would let us go downwards. Yeah, this thing here. Is that where we were before? Possibly. Let's just leave that there for a second. And I want to check out this place. You know what? Raising pebbles was fun. Till I started doing it for a living. I think I've lost my way. You know me. I wasn't really thinking ahead when I took over the old farm. I couldn't just abandon the pebbles my parents cared for all their lives. Okay, so those animals are known as pebbles. Sure, I never dreamed of delivering the mail, but it kept the animals fed and my debts paid. I kept my noggin above water, like they say around your parts, but since the villages have been uprooted, it's been so hard. Too few people on the cliffs and too much distance to cover. I'm wearing myself and my animals out, and I'm getting nothing but crumbs. I can't go on like this. I remember when we first met. That seems so long ago now. I'd run away from the farm. Remember how mad my dad was? That was quite something. But I just couldn't deal with the sun anymore. Now look where I've ended up. I miss our belly laughs. I even miss the tunnels. Tommy, thanks for your letter. Things aren't any better here. I've made zero progress on my mending. I've spent ages working on this hideous piece of embroidery because I'd rather watch rocks erode. Were you able to sort through your parents' stuff like you wanted? The poor things never got to enjoy them. All they did was work. Is that what'll happen to us too? We could both decide to opt out. The world would keep on turning. Well, keep on not turning. You get the idea. Take care. It doesn't look like we can actually reach back up there from here, which might actually be a problem for us when we want to actually go back up. We might have to do the climbing process that we did before. Or maybe we can actually get out through here. I forgot about this section. Okay. Some kind of an entrance here. Let me just do a meditate. I keep pressing the echo button instead of meditating. Okay, nothing near us. A lot of carvings. I'm just gonna go out here for a second. I Take a look around. Alright, maybe we can reach the thing from here. Yep. Actually, this is maybe where we came from? Or maybe not. I think it is. Anyway. Okay, one of these symbols. What could it be? I wonder if these large beetle-looking things are pebbles, actually. Maybe that's what people were raising. And it makes sense if things don't exactly look like cows or yaks. So there's a way back down there. We'll take it. I guess from here we're gonna have to figure out how to get back. And we're gonna have to figure out how to keep climbing. Yep. Well, let's just head back through between the rocks here. And I'm sort of hoping that the pathway will be a little bit more obvious around here. Just making sure that we're not missing anything below us. Doesn't look like it. Okay, that looks absolutely terrifying. Okay, I'll put that there, and I think what I'll do is I'll just drop down. I should be able to swing to this ladder here. Very good. I was getting confused for a little bit there for just a moment, but as soon as I saw that ladder, it all made sense. Okay, yep, I do see the zip line. There's a whole bunch more stuff here to perhaps investigate, so let's do that first. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure where that vine is supposed to be leading us to. Unless we're supposed to get above this structure for whatever reason. There is another zip line over there. Okay. Again, I'm not rushing, guys, because I don't want to be in a situation where we can't backtrack. There might be some mail right here. No. Okay. That's a first. Actually, there's some mail right here. Ooh, okay. Maybe we've seen these before, but I've only just noticed now, but these sections seem to be kind of designed in a way to house one of these rolled up, like, you know, letters. Maybe they're actual post boxes or something like that, but then you see mail actually delivered in front of people's houses. But anyway, let's have a read. I don't get what the deal is with parents and the ocean. It's all they talk about. We have to explore the Great Plain, go further across the oceanic ridges, find the ocean, blah blah blah. Fine, let's set sail for the desert if you want, but why should I have to come along too? They're getting on my nerves. Honestly, I'm kind of scared. I bet they'll get dizzy. Walking? Horizontally? Nope. No thanks. Not for me. Wow, okay, so for these people, climbing is literally the norm. So that's it, Nil. You're leaving? I wouldn't mind going off on an expedition instead of marinating in this old place. It's so boring here. You have no idea. I can't take it anymore. If I have to roast, at least let me roast in the desert, where things are happening. Plus, what if you found a spring? You'd be famous. Now, I guess we have heard of previous expeditions and previous successful expeditions to find springs. So this is starting to look like the pathway up. And that's good, at least we've found it. So I'm gonna go to this section here. We'll climb up and we'll see if there's anything interesting up there. We'll zip line back down afterwards. Can we take the rope? No. The others sleep. Rosé asked me to tell him a bedtime story. Is it Rosé? Or maybe Roz? He's getting to be a big boy now, but I love it when I can still pretend he's little. I decided to tell him the tale of the long rain. I told him about the overflowing canals, high tide, the locks, and so on, but eventually he stopped me because he didn't understand. He didn't know what rain was. I'm starting to doubt myself. We both agree that it's not just some tale our elders made up. It did exist, right? Hey, I think it did, yeah. But to be honest, I see where your kid's coming from. Water falling from the sky does sound pretty odd. I wouldn't be surprised if the old folks had made it all up and are having a good laugh at us all up there. Yeah, it's interesting what the younger generation would think if they never ever saw rain in their lifetime. Oof. Every single time. I'm gonna climb this vine, guys, just to see where it leads. I feel like it's probably just a distraction, or perhaps maybe it's more useful for later, if that makes sense. So we can go here. Can we extend it further? No. If I drop down here... Yeah, it doesn't look like we actually stand on this thing, so... I don't think there's really a destination that we can go with this vine just yet. Okay. I think it's time for us to progress further. So... let's take this zip line. Ouch. So there's two pathways. We could take a pathway up here towards the right, which looks a lot more complicated than going for this pathway that seems to lead directly up. So I might take this one. But perhaps maybe it might be clearer if we are a little bit further above or further upwards as to whether or not there's an alternative path that we could take that might lead somewhere interesting. Yeah, so let's just stop here for a second. Actually, this pathway only leads us up here anyway. Alright, let's meditate and let's just look around a little bit. Make sure that there's nothing hidden away. I can see a vine over there, which we might need to scan. Maybe that's a ledge. I think I'm gonna try and get myself to that thing over there so we can sort of reset. Wait, let's do it. Very good. Very good. Alright. Now, where is our next destination? It looks like we just need to go upwards, though. Do a piton there. Yeah, I'm just starting to notice like old pitons that are still in the side of the rock. Sort of suggesting that some people may have died trying to climb up in the past. You can even see bits of rope still sort of clinging to it as well. Which is kind of grim. Alright, look at this place. What is this? Some kind of a sundial? Maybe? Plenty of things to investigate, obviously. Let me just quickly do another meditate. I don't know if this is the spot that we were trying to reach, or if we still need to go further. Ooh, yes, okay, we've got our little horn thing here. Yes, let's interact. Chapter 4. Convergence. There we go. I guess we only need a little bit more to get back to, finish the chapter. I'm just a little bit disappointed here though, guys, but apparently we can't backtrack. And this is apparently where we need to start from this chapter onwards. And I feel like I saw a whole bunch of stuff before that we could have potentially looked at. Maybe a whole bunch of letters and stuff like that. So, yes, that's a little bit unfortunate. Unless the game's gonna let us backtrack another way to the place that we were before. But anyway, doesn't matter. Let's press on. So yeah, interestingly, it looks like we're sort of climbing the interior of this big tower instead of the exterior. And we've actually managed to also see a live pebble. I assume they're pebbles, those gigantic sort of rock bugs. Got some glowy coral mushrooms. Anything down here? Probably not. Yeah, I'm secretly hoping there is a way for us to go back. I guess maybe not. Let's do a quick meditate here, and let's just see what there is to do. Okay, so that's obviously our next destination. We've got something going on sort of at the same level of as where we are at the moment. So we definitely want to try and aim for that first. Ooh, look at this place. Beautiful. What is that thing? I bet we can interact with it actually using our echo. Well, let's head downwards first. And let's just look around to see if there's anything interesting here. It's like a boat. I don't think we can get through there though. Okay. Can't really interact with this board-looking thing, but I don't know, it almost feels like there's some kind of significance there. Let's climb up. And let's see if we can echo this thing. Pull the sparks. Jump to be carried by the sparks. Oh, right. Okay. Ah, interesting. Okay, right, so they let you sort of cover off more distance than even a double jump. Right, right. Let's not worry about that yet though. I sort of want to go this way first. Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything here. I'm sort of just thinking as well whether or not the interior of the tower had been abandoned much longer before, you know, these people left the tower, or whether or not people actually lived in the interior as well. I'm sort of curious to see if we can bring these guys to go down to that board that we saw down here, but it doesn't look like that's the case. They sort of only hover in the area that we need to go in. Alright. Which way next? Up there? Maybe not. Okay, I don't think there's really anything on that platform over there, so probably don't need to worry. Ah, okay, so that is not exactly a board, it's actually a door. There you go. I don't suppose we'll find many letters down here, or inside the tower, that is. And again, that goes back to, I guess, my theory of maybe this interior section of the tower being abandoned. Yeah, there's a room over there. Let me meditate. Yeah, we definitely want to try and get there, actually. Ooh, did not see that ladder before. Let's go back down and let's climb here first. Okay, let's try and jump here. Jump against the wall. Be carried by the sparks. There we go. Right. Well, there goes my theory about maybe the interior being abandoned. I guess it does make sense for a lot of people to be living in the interior to get away from the sun, almost. Because, you know, we already saw that certain sections can be extremely hot. I'm not entirely sure if this is actually going to take us further to our objective, or if we're going to need to backtrack, but we'll see. Logbook 12 octaves, 2/6 and 8 primes after the Jusant. To the peaks I go, come what may. From chasm to salt marsh I make my way. To the peaks I go, come what may. To find my true love again one day. To find my true love again one day. Up in the clouds I went astray, from ravine to frozen pass of grey. The clouds watch me as I make my way. Will I find my true love again one day? Will I find my true love again one day? Sol was singing that to himself as we gathered lichen for hot drinks. I asked him to repeat it to me later. When he was young, Sol would hear the old women singing that song. Let's just say he's not as young as he used to be. The clouds watch me as I make my way. To him, it's a confirmation. The song is a map. Following the words will lead us to the ballasts. Met didn't say a word, and she can usually out-chatter a weave beak. We returned empty-handed, but it felt good to be climbing as a trio again. Like when we first set out on the climb. Everything was so much simpler back then. Later, Met told me she's tired of this expedition. She's sick of all the water in the clouds stuff. She doesn't believe in it anymore, or not enough. She doesn't know what to do. Return to low tide? Is there even anyone left there anymore? She dares to ask the question I merely write down. If ballasts were real, why wouldn't they stay in the clouds? Could they be stuck here because the cycle stopped? Or is their presence stopping the world from waking up? And what am I doing on this hunting expedition? I miss my lighthouse. Is Highfield's old sundial in someone's thoughts too? One place for the ocean and another for the sun. Are there others? No one seems to be paying these old shipwrecks from another area much notice. We've gotten used to them by now. If we've forgotten that, what else have we forgotten? It worries me to see Met withdraw into her shell more and more with each sleep, but she's still climbing, come what may. Bianca. Okay, I think this may actually suggest that the ballasts communicated with the humans, maybe, at some point. Again, just speculating. Alright, I think we do need to backtrack actually, so let's get a move on. But yeah, this section of the game is, so far, beautiful. Loving how different and how much contrast there is between what's on the outside and what's on the inside. So we did actually try and jump up before with those little shiny things. But I think I'm gonna backtrack even more out here And I just want to look around out here even more. See if there's anything else hidden away that we haven't seen. A rock shrine, of course. I think that's the extent of this area. Unless there's something around this side that I've missed. I don't think so. Alright, let's make our way up. Got a pathway here. Let's not rush into that just yet. And there's a pathway up here as well. Okay. Our next secret is, I think, quite further away. We also have to climb up a little bit more to get there, I think. Okay. We either have that pathway or this one. I think I'm gonna take this one first. We have seen this thing that we can sling a rope to, but we just couldn't reach it before. Should be able to get across here and just lower that. I really love how the humans have actually made their home on this this rock. We still call it a rock or a tower. Obviously all of the homes are sort of makeshift and sort of built into the actual rocks themselves. Just seems very creative. Sa, thank you for your support. Thanks to you, we can continue to work to protect three-humped saurians. Without your help, we would never have been able to renovate our shelter. I'm also happy to announce that the time has come. We've begun releasing some of our rescued saurians back into the wild. This time, we're working with sparkle shroom growers to preserve shaded areas vital to saurians. I'm confident that reintroducing them back into their natural habitat will be a success. It's still unclear how we're going to help the remaining ones adapt to life on the Great Plain, but now that this is the first now that this first phase is complete, at least the species' survival is assured. Thank you again, Anne. Saurians. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what the Saurians are. Perhaps maybe you might learn what they are in other entries. Were we down there before? I think we were. So is this thing just gonna take us up, or...? Oh yeah, okay. There's actually some things there that we can grab onto. Ledges. Yeah. Okay. And I guess we should just swing back. And we should be able to progress further from here. Hey Mama, Sadri asked me to clear out the cellar so they could store their furniture there, and I came across some old clothes that must have belonged to Grandpa. They don't look like anything we wear here anyway. I had to throw them all out. Some saws had made their nest in them and chewed them all up. No, he never talked about anything much. The old man wasn't the chattiest of folks. The wind picked up. Hang on. Oh, right, there's a little bit more. Sorry. They don't look like anything that we wear here anyway. I had to throw them all out. Some saws had made their nest in them and chewed them all up. I wonder what it was like up there, the storm. Did you ever go back? You said it drove Grandpa completely crazy, but I never got a chance to talk to him about it. No, he never talked about anything much. The old man wasn't the chattiest of folks. The wind picked up. I don't remember how old I was. I could barely stand on my own 2 feet. That was a long time ago. When a storm like that came along, I wasn't allowed to go outside. I wasn't allowed to do much, come to think of it. Those were different times, eh? Sores. Okay. Again, reference to those creatures which have no idea what they are exactly. But anyway, guys, I'm just looking at the time here. I think I'm due for a little bit of a break. This is probably a good place for it. So I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough so far. I know we're sort of taking things a little bit slow, but even so, I think I managed to miss probably 1 or 2 things there towards the end of chapter 3. So apologies for that. And I don't think there's any way for us to really backtrack to that same spot. I was sort of secretly hoping that as the opening was made into the interior of this place, we could just simply go outside and, investigate a little bit more. So I should have investigated before blowing the horn, really. But anyway, what's done is done. Alright guys, again, hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, definitely leave a like down below. Aside from that, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.